Hello everyone. Here I just talk of everything about albumin. So now you all know what is plasma protein. So proteins which are present in the plasma are known as the plasma proteins. All the proteins are synthesized in the liver, but remember only gamma globulins are not synthesized in the liver, they are synthesized by the B cells, that is the plasma cell or the B lymphocytes. They are synthesized in the rough endoplasmic reticulum of the hepatocytes. The normal total protein content in the plasma is around 6 to 8 gram per deciliter. Please be remember, most of the biochemical parameters are in milligram per deciliter, whereas the protein and the albumin are gram per deciliter. The plasma protein mainly consists of albumin, which is about 3.5 to 5 gram per deciliter, globulin 2.5 to 3.5 gram per deciliter, and fibrinogen, that is around 200 to 400 milligram per deciliter. So that is an overview about the plasma proteins. So plasma proteins are mainly classified as albumin, globulin and fibrinogen. So here we mainly just talk about albumin. So albumin is the most abundant protein in the plasma, and that consists of around 55 to 65% of total plasma protein. It has only one polypeptide chain with 585 amino acids, and it has a molecular weight of 69,000 Dalton. As we discuss, all the proteins are synthesized in the hepatocytes, and therefore estimation of albumin is considered as a liver function test. The half-life of albumin is around 20 days. So now this is a diagrammatic presentation of different function or different roles of the albumin in the body. So mainly it maintains the intravascular pressure. It is useful for the maintenance of acid-base balance. It has antioxidant effect. It is the main transporter to transport the drug and other fat-soluble substances in the body. It is act as a transporter of iron, fatty acid, bilirubin and different hormones. It has also an anticoagulant effect, and it is required for the microvascular integrity. So these all are the physiological effect of albumin. So now start with the different functions of the albumin. So main and foremost, the albumin is required for the maintenance of colloidal osmotic pressure of the plasma. The total osmolality of the serum is around 278 to 305 milliosmolar per kg. But this is exerted mainly by the salts, which can pass easily from the intravascular to the extravascular space. So the osmotic pressure exerted by the electrolytes inside and outside the vascular compartment will cancel each other. Here you can see at the arterial end the net filtration pressure is plus 10 mm Hg. That means this fluid will be pushed out in the extravascular space. After that, this filtration will be reabsorbed at the venous end due to the net filtration pressure of minus 7 mm Hg. So the whatever fluid is came out of the intravascular compartment will be reabsorbed at the venous end, and this function is mainly carried out due to the presence of albumin. So if the protein concentration in the serum is reduced, the pressure is correspondingly decreased. So osmotic pressure is decreased, and then the return of water into the blood vessel is diminished, which leads to the accumulation of water in the tissue, and that is called the edema. So edema seen in the condition where the albumin level in the blood is less than 2 gram per deciliter. So it is believed the most of the time the edema is present, then the patient's albumin level is less than 2 gram per deciliter. So in the exam you can ask, if the patient is presented with the edema, what can be the albumin concentration? So it can be below 2 gram per deciliter. So that was the main function of the albumin. Now the second function of the albumin, that is a buffering action. So all the proteins have the buffering capacity, but because of its high concentration in the blood, albumin has a maximum buffering capacity. Albumin has a total 16 strained residues which will contribute to its buffering action. It has also nutritional functions. So all the tissue cells can take up albumin by the pinocytosis, and it is then broken down to the amino acid level. So the amino acid which are glucogenic will enter into the gluconeogenesis, and thereby it will provide the nutritional energy. So albumin may be considered as a transport form of the essential amino acids from the liver to the extrahepatic tissues where the nutritional requirement can occur. This is the most important function of the albumin apart from maintenance of colloidal osmotic pressure. So albumin is the carrier of various hydrophobic substances. So we all know what is hydrophobic. So it's a just water insoluble substances. So any water insoluble substances in the blood can be transported only by the albumin. So being a watery medium, blood cannot solubilize these hydrophobic components like bilirubin, non-esterified fatty acid, the drugs like aspirin, salicylate, phenytoin, fat-soluble hormones like thyroxine, steroid hormone, the metals like calcium, copper and heavy metals, all are carried by the albumin within the circulations. So only the unbound fraction of the drug is biologically active. So now, which are the clinical applications of the albumin, or how the albumin can work in the body? So albumin fatty acid complex cannot cross the blood-brain barrier, and so the fatty acids cannot be taken up by the brain. So the bilirubin from the albumin may be competitively replaced by the aspirin and such other drugs. So sometime in exam it can be asked, so fatty acid cannot be utilized by the brain. The reason is fatty acid is always bound to the albumin, so molecular weight of this complex is very big that cannot cross the blood-brain barrier, and that's why the brain cannot utilize the fatty acid for the energy. So drug interaction. Some drug can leads to replacement of the bilirubin from the albumin. So such effect may lead to clinically significant drug interaction like phenytoin and dicumaral interaction. Albumin is used therapeutically to treat burns, hemorrhage and the shock. So now what are the clinical significance of albumin? If patient is having hypoalbuminemia, that may lead to the tissue edema due to decreased colloidal osmotic pressure. So what is hypoalbuminemia? It's a value of albumin in the blood that is less than the normal reference range. So what is the normal level of albumin? So it is around 3.5 to 5 gram per deciliter. It is lowered in the conditions like cirrhosis of liver where the synthesis is decreased, or malnutrition where the availability of amino acid is reduced, and that's why the albumin cannot be synthesized. Apart from that, the nephrotic syndrome where the glomerular membrane is defective and the albumin will be excreted in the urine, so the level of albumin in the blood will be decreased. Now what is albuminuria? So it is one of the clinical condition which is mainly present in the renal damage. So presence of albumin in the urine, that is called as albuminuria. It is always pathological, and large quantities of albumin is lost in the urine in case of nephrotic syndrome. Small quantities are lost in urine in acute nephritis and other inflammatory condition of urinary tract. So detection of albumin in the urine is carried out most commonly by bedside test, that is heat and acetic acid test. What is microalbuminuria? So normally albumin will be secreted below 30 milligram per day in the urine, but if it is secreted and if it is within the range of 30 to 300 milligram per day, it is considered as microalbuminuria. And if the albumin excretion in the urine is more than 300 milligram per day, it is considered as macroalbuminuria. In protein losing enteropathy, large quantity of the albumin is lost from the intestinal tract. Now, what is albumin globulin ratio? So that is a ratio of albumin and the globulin. Normally it should be more than 1.1 to 1.5, but in case of hypoalbuminemia there will be reversal of the ratio or any condition which leads to the increased globulin level. Ag ratio can be reversed. So Ag ratio is a very important marker to know the whether the albumin is decreased or the globulin will be increased. So these all about the albumin. Now what are the questions that can be asked related to albumin? Now which type of protein it is, so that we know it's a simple protein. What are the main functions of the albumin? So mainly they are used for the maintenance of colloidal osmotic pressure, they have a transport function, they have a nutritive function, they can be used as a buffering action, etc, etc. Now what is the Starling's hypothesis? So that we discuss in the image. And what is the normal value of albumin? So that is around 3.5 to 5 gram per deciliter. Please don't forget the unit for the albumin, that is gram per deciliter. Now what is edema? So that is a extravasation of fluid into the extravascular compartment, and that is considered edema. The most common cause for the edema, that is decrease in the albumin level, below which level it will produce the clinically significant edema. So the albumin level below 2 gram per deciliter will produce the clinically significant edema. What is Ag ratio? That is albumin globulin ratio. The normal range is around 1 to 1.5, and this can be used whether the albumin is decreased or whether globulin is increased. What substances are transported by the albumin? So all the hydrophobic substance which has to be transported through the blood are transported by the albumin. So albumin will make the hydrophilic cover around the hydrophobic substances like fatty acid, like fat soluble vitamins, like drugs like thyroxine, steroids, etc, etc. And apart from that, it's the unconjugated bilirubin. Why hypoalbuminemia in case of nephrotic syndrome? So in case of nephrotic syndrome, the excretion of the protein in the urine is increased, and that's why it causes hypoalbuminemia. And what are the causes for hypoalbuminemia? So it can be either synthetic dysfunction like hepatic dysfunction, or it can be decrease the amino acid intake, that is a PM, that is protein energy malnutrition, or it can be either due to the increased excretion of the albumin in case of nephrotic syndrome or protein losing enteropathy. So that was all about the albumin. If you have any question, then you can ask on this email ID. So thank you so much for your patience listening. Have a nice time.